So it's kind of dark in my semi truck. You're not going to be able to see me. But if you ever looked at my profile picture, you might not know what I was trying to say by that. I did it with my own handwriting. Not the best. But there's this good video on the internet by Dr. Kent Hovind, and he goes through public school textbooks from different years. I forgot how many years went through, maybe the last 80, the last 100, something like that. And he shows how they speak it as a matter of fact. In the first earlier textbooks, it's like the earth is millions of years old. And then later they realize, oh, that doesn't work. So the next textbook says the earth is 1 billion years old. And then the next textbook years later says the earth is billions, 3 billion years old, and it just keeps evolving, keeps changing. And it's kind of like what happened in COVID, where the scientists kept, the experts kept saying, oh, well, the science is evolving because we kept, people were noticing, they kept changing their stances on stuff. And then I remember seeing on the news this doctor saying, oh, yeah, well, the science is evolving. And so saying your science is evolving is just a deceitful way of saying, yeah, we were lying to you before. And someone would argue, oh, well, they weren't lying. Okay, look, it doesn't matter whether you were intentionally telling a lie or not. You're still telling a lie, though your intentions were quote unquote good. Whether their intentions are all good or not, I don't know. But yes, you can tell lies. You can be deceived, and within your deception deceive others. Deceived or deceiving and being deceived yourself. Telling a lie. And that is what science is very, very guilty of throughout public school history. They had pictures of these links of the fossil record where later they find out, oh, this is actually not true, and they took those out. And many other lies. And science is well known for perpetuating lies. And the reason it's a lie is because they do not clarify very clearly and let you know, kind of like with medicine you take. They give you all the warnings. Yeah, this could actually probably kill you. This is not really absolutely certain that it's going to cure you, but it could, if it doesn't work for you, let us know. They don't tell you. They don't tell you the science like that in the textbooks. They tell you. I mean, they do lie about medicine too. They'll tell you, oh yeah, this is harmless, or oh yeah, this is. They lie just like that with medicine too. I'm just trying. Someone else could probably think of a better analogy. I'm just trying to point out they are lying, though, whether they intend to or not, because they're deceived too. So they probably aren't even trying to. All of them. Some of them might be, for all I know. And there's so many examples of this throughout history of science being wrong multiple times, multiple things. They used to tell you don't eat eggs. Oh man, eggs they're bad for your cholesterol, especially health. Food. How many times they've changed their stance on what food is bad for you or good for you, and they'll tell you stuff is bad. Oh man, come to find out, you better use that. Now I'm seeing all these videos about how nicotine is good for all of these ailments. Apparently, and it's like at the end of the day, you can't trust it, man. Like if you've been told flip floppy stories your whole life, I'm almost 40. Flip floppy stories my whole life, ever changing, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth through these means, through the means of science, through the means of medicine or health experts, scientific experts. Their story is ever changing. So yeah, some of it's unchanging, like the laws of physics that are currently governing, but that was stuff that was already here that we just acknowledged it's here. This is the way it is. Stuff falls 9.8 meter per second squared. I just acknowledge it, kind of like my own logic and reason. It didn't take Plato or some philosopher to tell me you can't be both my father and not my father at the same time in the same sense. My own human innate reasoning, I understood. Every human understands these things. That's how we can discern lies. When you tell me something, I catch you up in a contradictory thing. That's how I know you're lying. It didn't take a. I don't have to go to school and learn. These laws are already here, innate within me. Someone else just wrote it out in an equation to help explain what's going on in our brains. He was just writing down the 9.8 meters per second, in my brain, and formulating it to explain it to other people. That these laws innately govern us, and he just kind of put it into a language to talk about it. And so, anyways, I am justified to distrust science, falsely so called, and I don't care how many people call me stupid. I've been lied to. I've been deceived enough that I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not going to take your flip floppy science bull crap of all your theories that are ever changing. And yet, have you come to the knowledge of the truth? And they say, you know, I've heard people say, well, yeah, gravity is a theory. 9.8 meters per second squared is not a theory, it's just a fact. That's how fast stuff falls. And we could make calculations, with based on these things, start judging stuff in the sky and making sense of stuff. Okay. We worked away from there. Makes sense. Okay. But the first thing you had was a mathematical truth that you followed. But knowing what happened when no one was there to test, observe, or reproduce it is not science. It's all speculation, and it's ever changing, and you'll never know. And there's only one person that was there that could possibly know, and it's whoever caused it. Or you could say, well, whatever caused it. Well, whatever caused it was pretty intelligent, because an explosion doesn't usually make a cell phone. High technology, and these bodies we're walking and moving in is some pretty high intense technology. It doesn't usually occur from random probability and chance of exploding matter through a massive space. To have laws governing it, like any computer program, don't just put itself together unless you program it to put, an AI to put itself together. But then it took intelligence to do that. But just like any computer program, if you ever program something, it takes a mind of intelligence to code it, to tell it, to get it to do stuff. The DNA that is in us, who put that language there? It's a language, a coding language with intelligent bits of information. A tornado going through a junkyard would not put together a Boeing 747 with all of its electronic aviation systems and everything in it. It doesn't happen in random chaos. That only happens by design. Like, that is a law of nature. Like, as sure as gravity is to me in this world, that things fall at 9.8 meters per second squared, as sure as that is, I have never seen dead things produce life. I only see life produces life. Living organisms reproduce living organisms. Intelligent beings reproduce intelligent beings. Intelligent beings create complex systems that are organized. It takes intelligence to do that in everything in nature. Go prove to me with an explosion that you can put together a computer, and then I'll believe that that could happen. But as sure as 9.8 meters per second squared, life gives life to life. Non life has never observably, testably, reproducibly given life to non life, or put together an intelligently designed, or don't have to use the word intelligently, an intricate system of parts that all function and work together and move and have their being, that have an intelligence about them. that possess an intelligence, that they can move depending on the situation and make decisions depending on their circumstance and act upon their reality. I've never seen non intelligence, chaos, the opposite of order and design. I've never seen it produce something as complex as my human body. And so, I've never seen something not fall at 9.8 meters per second squared. So I assume that's a law governing this world. I assume it's a law governing this world that something living that was intelligent produced other living things that were intelligent, because that's all I can see happening in my reality. It seems to be a law to me. And so I am justified in distrusting science falsely so called, because they lie a lot. And my government lies to me a lot. I've been lied to so much about so many things that I distrust everybody. And I trust only in whoever made this thing, whoever caused me to start going, whoever put this mind in me with the logic and reason that's innate within it, that I can make judgments and I can decide on what's true and false because the innate reason in me. I know if someone's lying if they can contradict themselves. It didn't take a philosopher to explain that to me. I don't know if I said that already because I made this video earlier, but the microphone didn't get through because my headset wasn't connected, and I had to remake it because no one could hear me. But I don't want to repeat myself, and 12 minutes. No one has a long attention span, but I just want you to know whether whoever calls me stupid because I distrust the science. The science, I distrust it. Yes, I do. You've lied before. You lied to me many times, you scientists. You've lied to me so much, my government, that I don't trust any of you. I don't trust any atheist unbeliever. The only person I can trust is someone whose brain is working properly and looks at reality and says, well, I've never seen it not this way anywhere in my reality. I've never seen dirt and rock and H2O put itself together and become a living thing by itself through a tornado and happenstance of smashing a bunch of particles together, and now it's an intelligent walking golem. Never seen that happen. So life gives life to life. Whatever's living, well, what was the first living thing if that's the only thing I've ever seen in my reality? And intelligence creates order in complex systems, such as a computer program. That's the only thing I've ever seen in my reality. Intelligence. The cell is very intelligent. It knows to attack a cancer. It knows to take in the good, put out the bad. Very intelligent. They reproduce after their own kind. Living, intelligent things reproduce after their own kind. If that's the law that I see in nature, then something intelligent and living created me. And if it's intelligent and living, then I can talk to him. I can communicate with him because he's smarter than me, because he caused me. He can understand me the same way we can understand the cell. We can understand how it transmits information and bits of information. We can look down into it and figure it out and understand how it operates. So this thing can figure me out, huh? Because he's bigger than me, kind of like I'm bigger than the things below me, and I can study them and understand how they operate. So he can understand how I operate. And he can see if I'm in distress, so he can cure me with medicine. So I'm asking him, give me medicine, give me truth, give me righteousness, give me help. I want to do good down here. I want to be living in peace. I want harmony with you and nature and life and friends and family. And I don't want enmity and strife and poison and death and ugliness and hurt and pain and broken relationships. I want good things. Help me to live in peace with you and all creation. Please forgive me for being a stupid cell, causing cancer in the body. I'd like to do good now. Thank you for showing me that you exist and giving me reason when I was a stupid atheist. Amen.